Samoa's natural waters are special. Something goes in there, comes out different. Natural Samoa water, the taste of nature in a bottle.
E tā wale mai o le leo se o le avea mau sui fifilia mo lau saufanga ni nupi wha. O le tu langa I whaingo fia i nupi wha no whaasafua lau saufanga mwha manianga mai nupi wha. Mo e pe le mama mai a te oi. Asa suwane se ofisa nupi wha la tāne. Pe wala au mai le ono wha, walu o.
Talafalava Samoa, I'm Jack Laban. For any competition, I'm all about speed, skills, culture, and of course, my technique. Wow, Leo.
Siwa e au wala I se te unga tupe mo le lumana I manuia. E mole puipuinga tau tupe o lo soifua, mai mawhai o na taunu no atu, mo so se mahua anga I te whina ngalo iai.
Samoa Life, le insiua mo tangata nuu o Samoa.
We're here to give the opportunity to people for full-time work in New Zealand as a skilled worker, so trades, carpenter, mechanic, or anyone who's successful with the quota.
A few may nei loy le Federal Pacific Finance no so mana onga tau tupe ba serving Samoa's finance.
Kala mai au ma lore sui fua ma lore langi ma ni tai au. Au le so ma tai au o ma manu mo bua. Tai tonu fo yo sam whainga o Samoa. Mai saua se ia pa ia na lenga. Le lava se whai o na tua sui se me tas. O to oto o se ala o. Ba ua tua li o masina. Ba le ale o mo ia se whakutala. Ia le anu anu se matu kutala e le ia ona vele malape matu. Ia te tolu mai. Ia o le tatu por kalame nei aso. Ia o le ora tatu karame soro. Ia ro fungia le li tatu fa mo nei tai au. Ai mai se fu yo tau manga fu fonga. Ina ia tau mu o manuia tatu fa mo. Ai se yo li watu wa le pa ia o tatu marofa no ia ele ngana period here. Reverend Elder Asalele Fawaitu, representative of the Australian High Commissioner to Samoa, Ms. Wright, owners of Pacific Laboratory Specialists, heads of government ministries, ladies and gentlemen, Lawafionga Atoa Len Matupaito, Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Health, ladies and gentlemen, patrons and friends. On behalf of our Board of Directors, our Executive Director, and our staff at Samoa Family Health Association and our dear partners, I warmly welcome you all to this inaugural event and launch of the Samoa Diagnostics Medical Laboratory. As most of you are aware, this project has been in the pipeline for quite some time and has faced many challenges, including but not limited to the pandemic and other internal issues, which were great but not enough to discourage and stop our progress. We hope that in launching this new lab in Samoa, it will be an opportunity for our small NGO to support the health sector of Samoa in this aspect, but especially the people, patrons, and women who dearly need some of the services to be provided by this lab. Having said that, I will end my words here and welcome you once again. But before we continue with our program, as customary, and we begin calling upon the Holy Spirit to guide and lead our program today to ensure its success. E alau te mana ua tuai mana whaaroaro I lau sunga sea, o sunga tausintanga luenga I Reverend Asalele Whawaitu, I a whawhengainga taulangi, sa tausia pa ia wale a whio li e lua, sa pista, pēr maku, malu ia sa le aula marana whatufunga o le na pule, I o leo o siti atu I malo tele o Nipsila, I a wani si kuru tō whinga le kāna sia, lau sunga te tai, mana awa tu mana whaaroaro whaatai.
Tei mo lea wanoa, o ono pai lango mo pai pai wanoa ko ia mo sa mo pai ngā le so, o le a le to yo ko yeisi tala te au. Ai hapea, le Yesu, wa hapea lava o nā rofo mai o le atua I le nanolangu. O ia au mai eiro nā tari pele to tasi. Ia le whano tasi whatu tua ia te ia. Ai mo e ia le ola e whakapau. Lono winga. Ina rofo o le tua o le rofo o whasapua o sosis. E le whapitolo nā rofo. Le rofo mo le larorangi uma o le tangata ni tolu, o le tangata ni sala, o le tangata matanga, o le tangata le lei. Le rofa lea o le tua na whasoa mai ana I o nāro Yesu ke wiso. O le so. E whapenani mahu whongo o le so. O le talaro I o msini whou. Tono Samoa e le mo. Lea o le atitala I le family health. Ale wingo le mea. Ale wingo le mea. O le lofa o whasapua. Mo e upo ngā tia. Mo e ua mamai. O masini I pia ngā lua I fiti e tolu. O le masini e su e aile prostate cancer tamā. Ma le masini e su e cervical cancer o tina. O masini fōu rawa la. O le alofa. O whasapua mai mo Samoa. Tātou tani le roto fia. Ma le roto whaakitai. A wā o mea uma e ala mai le atua tātou tātou. A kitai o whatau nuu le whamoe moe. Tā tofa. Wā mātou te nei loa pe tua mania. O le tangata lawa ia na o le fuafua ma whatau. E leo ia I mātou lo na whatau nuu. Te itai lawa o le leita e au manu. Ua whaali ai lo matautia ma lo sili ese. Ina wala whai mai Samoa I whanua le leo le tai au fōu. Ua tai ai o mātou tino I ave mawhana whana o le la. O le lanu lau awa o le sio manga. O le manino lawa o le vani monimo. O fōlinga pa ia o mātou ia I le tai au nei. Pa tai o le mātou whasangatu e whao ngā mea fōu o masini fōu. A wā le sue ina o ngā se ngase o le nei atunu. Mātou taro lava I le arofa o e whasafua mai po oai lava. Po oai lava. Na ia fōa ina mai. O mātou telitonu. O lo nganga sa nganue ina. Mātou taro lava I le nei tai ao. Tu nātu ia te oe le nei wha moe. Ia I u lava mea umai le vi inga mamanu o lo suafa. Ia e wha manuia I le pule o le nei mata ngā luenga. O le au whai ngā luenga. O la iuso malanga mai fiti a ngā o le au wala au ria o mātou pōt e mōri mawina le nei wha moe ta aua I tonu o Samoa. Lea li ie ia e whamanuia lau. Whamanuia le taape o Samoa I whi au mga ruenga o le aso. So tasi, fia maua lau whisora swani, ia apa o aoaga lelei o ai foi se ua ala fa'i fa'anoanoaga ona fa'alavelave i tutupu fa'afose lea li'i ia e fa'amaise lava ma fa'amafalafala o matou tatalo tatou ō mo oe lelei aso se uma lelei polokalame o le tatalo lava lea fa'atasi ma tatalo lilo o matou ofina atu e faia pea lou finagalo au le faia o matou loto Iesu. Amen.
Alofa tai, usura te tai o saminga tu sai o le upu whala i au. E mai se foi o tā sanga mo ia wāri tā te whapua po te yasu. Ia, tau ia nā alofa le tua, a kuku e tele, wai mau tele o sunga. E sea, mai se foi o tofingo o tofia e whata o wina wia. Sau se taimi whamatafi tātou waso, tōso Palo le apuse meu mau e whionga te mai te pule mara ofisa le ia tau i te tāka pasini e tātou iasu. E whai mei, kau sanga atu, tātou paia ma tātou ofia, ia o na whasawina o tātou teni, o tātou pōplana. Ia o reo le hawha o wina o Halisbury tānia, tātou saifua o Ngalu. Would like to thank Reverend Salele, Reverend Elder, for his words and prayer. We wish you all the best in all your endeavors to come, and in due time, maybe a small gift will be provided in the name of the wonderful prayer provided this morning. It is now my honor and privilege to invite Dr. Atoa Glenn Fatuaito, Deputy Director General, Deputy CEO of the Ministry of Health, on behalf of the Ministry to give keynote remarks for our program today. Lo Fionga Atoa Wharo.
Lau sunga hawhiangaina, Reverend Asalele le Fawaitu. Lau sunga le sui ampasa i malo Australia le Samoa. Lau sunga tamaitai polisi le Samoa Family Health Association, Committee Whaatonu Samoa Family Health. Whaia, mani malo au fia, au whakapotopoto ni mtaia. Ta alofa lau. Ia te ao ia ngā whakatele, whaia i sui malo Samoa. Ai mai se la fiona ni stama tanga wena so formando. Fa le wina se ana fa tai. E tu sai mo fanga parana, fa o wina pea, ma lo Australia, ma lo Samoa. E ala i pessoa tu ina mai ma lo Australia. Wanti na kitele, lo fati no ina no stato tu. E pei, o kala mo tato no ma wina ni so. Amo fa sa wina tato kaimi la se atu. Lo tanwanga ni Reverend Asalele Ifawaitu, representative of the Australian High Commission of the Samoa, Third Secretary Ms. Soraya McKinney, the President and Executive Director of the Samoa Family Health Association, Yalaina Woto, Mrs. Liaisi Tia, the leaders of the Pacific Laboratory Specialists, Ratutusisi Mailulu, Shalenda Prasad and the team, the heads of government ministries, academic institutions, civil societies, and esteemed colleagues within the health sector. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with utmost respect and on behalf of the Government of Samoa and the Minister of Health, Honorable Balasi Ropito Fanua, Tonamana Tafito Sene. I am honored to welcome you all to this morning of the launch event. It is both an honor and a privilege to officially inaugurate a long-awaited Samoa Diagnostics Medical Laboratory Limited, which is a noteworthy achievement in the healthcare landscape of Samoa. I would like to begin by congratulating and relaying the heartfelt appreciation on behalf of the Government of Samoa to our esteemed partners, the Pacific Laboratory Specialists, PLS, the International Planned Parenthood Federation, Sub-Regional Office of the Pacific, IPPF, and the Samoa Family Health Association. Your collective efforts have made today's milestone possible. These efforts in enabling quality and accessible sexual reproductive health care for our Samoan communities, our women, and most vulnerable groups, which are in alignment with the health sector's direction and plan, and also complements the government of Samoa's objectives in delivering people-centered healthcare services that promote health and well-being for Samoa. Ladies and gentlemen, the launch of the Samoa Diagnostics Medical Laboratory is not just the inauguration of a facility, it is the dawn of a new era in the healthcare services in Samoa. With the introduction of items such as the state-of-the-art liquid-based cytology diagnostic services, we are taking a significant leap forward in medical technology, advancement that is not just about rapid turnaround times of 2 to 3 days, or more accurate diagnoses, also enabling our clinicians to save lives. So the Samoa Family Health Association and your wonderful director, wonderful with a capital W, Yali Alboto, your commitment to healthcare has been most exemplary. Your clinic and this facility will undoubtedly become a beacon of healthcare innovation in Samoa. So the Australian government, your kind support with DFAT Business Partnerships Platform and broader bilateral and regional support program has been most invaluable. It is a collaboration that is today testament to the enduring friendship between Australia and Samoa, united in the pursuit of better healthcare. To the business owners of Pacific Laboratory Specialists, Rata Josese, Mairuru, Shalendra Prasad, and the team, we acknowledge that this project has been a long time in the making, of course. We believe the combination of the waiting time has been worthwhile. Your technical expertise has been the strong backbone to this project, which will undoubtedly elevate the standard of healthcare diagnostics in our nation. Finally, the Samoa Diagnostics Medical Laboratory is a symbol of what we can achieve when we come together with a common goal to improve health and the well-being of the Samoan people. I'm honored on behalf of the government of Samoa to officially declare this laboratory, this wonderful laboratory open. May God bless us all, and may God bless Samoa.
Thank you very much for your kind words of encouragement in the roles of this new project in our nation of Samoa. We hope and pray that in the long run there will be a mutual partnership in the making, and that we continue to work together for the people of Samoa. It is now my honor to invite Third Secretary Soraya McKinley on behalf of the Australian High Commissioner to Samoa for her remarks and to give a partnership overview of this project, which is a partnership with Samoa Family Health Association, DFAT Australia, and of course Pacific Laboratory Specialists that we are working today.
Hello, Palava, and a very good morning to you all. I'd like to start by also acknowledging Reverend Asalele, the Dr. Glenn from the Ministry of Health, representatives from Government Ministries, wonderful with a capital W, Director of Samoa Family Health Association, healthcare professionals, members of the private sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Papatai Telelava for the kind invitation to share a few words on behalf of the Australian Government. It gives me great pleasure to be here today to launch the Samoa Diagnostic Medical Laboratory. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Government of Samoa and local healthcare professionals for your commitment to placing individuals, families, and communities at the centre of Samoa's health services. Earlier this week, the Government of Samoa also celebrated Public Service Day, and I'd like to use this opportunity to highlight how the spirit of service, or tautua, is essential to ensuring communities can thrive. Whether you are in the public sector or the private sector, everyone can and should have a role in know how challenging the last few years have been, not only with measles, but also with the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite this, though, Samoa's health professionals have shown resilience, embodying the spirit of compassion and service. I commend you all for your hard work and dedication to serving the people of Malala. Earlier this year, the Excellencies, the Governor-General David Hurley and Mrs. Linda Hurley from Australia had the privilege of visiting the Samoa Family Health Association. During their visit, they had the opportunity to learn from some health practitioners gathered here today for the critical work they will do. Their visit also included a preview of what was then the soon-to-be launched pathology lab, and I know they were really pleased to hear about, or they will be pleased to hear about, the lab being finally launched. I echo what the Governor-General said then about the importance of collaboration and partnerships for achieving better health outcomes. It is in this spirit that I warmly congratulate the Samoa Family Health Association and all partners for working together to bring their vision together to fruition. I have no doubt this diagnostic medical laboratory will bring a new chapter in the delivery of healthcare in Samoa, and critically will support the broader work of the Samoan government in fostering social harmony, safety and freedom. The Samoa Diagnostic Medical Laboratory is a fully functional diagnostic laboratory supported in partnership with the Pacific Laboratory Specialists, Samoa Family Health Association, International Planned Parenthood Federation Sub-Regional Office of the Pacific, and the Australian Government, facilitated through the Business Partnerships Platform Program. The Business Partnerships Platform, or for short, is our flagship private sector investment program that supports partnerships between the Australian Government and inclusive and sustainable businesses to create lasting social and environmental impacts. We recognise that through partnerships with NGOs and the private sector that are committed to making valuable contributions to society, it opens up new opportunities for solutions to address development challenges. PPP's aim has been to demonstrate the benefits of working with the private sector through a shared value approach, delivering outcomes for Australia's development objectives and delivering sustainable commercial returns. This concept of shared value is how Australia's development program is working to bring together the best of government, private sector and civil society to drive health change in communities. Coincidentally, prior to moving here to Samoa, I actually worked on the BPP program back in Canberra, Australia, and earlier last year had the pleasure of working or welcoming the Pacific Laboratory Specialists to Canberra, who at that stage were talking to us about the vision they had for this project. So it's wonderful to meet Jessica and Shalinda then, and it's really so special to me to be here today to see it come full circle. The partnership here today aims to bring quality and affordable healthcare to women and underserved communities in Samoa through the provisions of timely screening, early diagnosis, treatment referral, and effective follow-up to reduce preventable deaths associated with sexual and reproductive conditions. This state-of-the-art laboratory is equipped with advanced technology that for the first time will enable critical tests to be undertaken right here in the country. This will allow responsive and timely diagnoses, significantly reducing the turnaround time from 4 to 6 weeks to 3 to 4 days. Being the leading sexual and reproductive health rights provider in Samoa, SPA delivers family planning and reproductive health services from Polo and Savai'i. Their mobile clinics provide essential services in Samoa rural communities, ensuring access to quality health care for women, youth, and all in need. As a member of the International Planned Parenthood Federation, SPA works together with the global healthcare provider to empower communities and ensure their provision of services are accessible to the most marginalised groups. Australia has and continues to support SPA through our bilateral and regional programming to support the delivery of quality and accessible sexual and reproductive health and family planning services. What underpins our support for initiatives such as this is a shared belief that everyone, no matter their background or circumstance, deserves to have access to quality and timely healthcare services. Australia is committed to working together with partner governments, local organisations and key stakeholders in Samoa and across the region to support healthcare initiatives that lift communities, particularly women and girls. I end my remarks today by once again highlighting the power of collaboration, the importance of service to others, that ensures communities continue to thrive. We know we are better when we work together, and I commend you all for your spirit and service that underpins the delivery of healthcare to the Samoan people. On behalf of the Australian Government, I offer my warmest congratulations again to Samoa Medical Diagnostic Laboratory and the Samoa Family Health Association for this incredible milestone. We wish you the best in this journey ahead. Kapatai Kalelava Maia Pandia.
today. We understand that Australia continues to be a strong part of the Samoa Family Association, and I think how beautiful Madam Director has a shopping list for you later on today. About time. It is now my pleasure to welcome and introduce our lab technician, our senior lab technician, also one of the managers on Samoa Diagnostics Medical Laboratory, Ratu Josese Mailu Talatala, for his services overview as well as remarks.
The Chief Guest Representative from the Ministry of Health, Dr. Glenn, Reverend Asalil, Representative of the Australian Commission to Samoa, Secretary Sarai, President and Executive Director of the Samoa Family Health Association, collaborating partners, esteemed members of the health sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, Tawakala, and good evening. It has been more than 2 years to finally reach this milestone. It has been a long journey indeed, overwhelmed with many challenges. COVID-19 pandemic hits us very badly, but our team continue to work very hard and achieve what we all have witnessed today. It was a consolidated effort, and I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the immense contributions from all parties in making this occasion a success. First of all, I would like to thank God, who has been a pillar of strength from day one since we started this project, despite the many challenges we face. But we still continue to push each day, seeking spiritual intervention for God to help us. It was an awesome journey, I would say. Secondly, I want to thank the government of Samoa for allowing us to set up a laboratory here in Samoa, and also I take this opportunity to thank DFAT and the government of Australia for their support in making this vision come true. Now we can present to you a fully fledged laboratory. This laboratory is not only going to change stories of people, but it's going to save so many lives. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank partners at IPDF, and not forgetting the Samoa Family Health, the Board of Directors, and the Executive Director, Mrs. Liai, for support, tremendous support till today. And I would like everyone, can we just show our appreciation in a special manner? Just briefly on the project that we have started. Our objective from day one, as we started in Fiji, there's always three objectives. One is early intervention. Secondly, to save lives. Thirdly, as I've seen in most of the research that was held in Samoa, that is not to leave anyone behind. That is the same objective that we have back at home in saving lives. Before we left Fiji, we had a meeting with all the specialists in Fiji, and we have a consultant coming from overseas that presented on how curative care of cancer. And we are so thankful today that Fiji is so serious now in fighting cancer. Cancer within our midst is real. It's happening in Fiji now. We can see the ages of those having cervical cancer has been dropping. Usually before we see those who are 40 years old and above, but now we see those who are positive with cervical cancer coming down to the age of 20s plus. We also see that in breast cancer, we also see that in ovarian cancer, and even in prostate cancer. 92% of the people in Fiji, apart from our survey, has not been tested with prostate cancer. And looking at the data of cervical cancer, when I'm comparing Samoa and also in Fiji in 2019, the stats shows that there was, every year, there's 10 new cases identified in Samoa. 6 people died from cervical cancer. Comparing to Fiji, we have about 134 new cases every year. 92 women are dying of cervical cancer. We always go outreach to the villages, right into the interior of Fiji, our message is 92 of those women, those are 92 mothers to some children in the family. We're looking at those 92 wives to husbands. We have gone so much, we've gone through so much in the Pacific. I believe the same scenario is also happening in Samoa. We are so grateful today that I can introduce to you the UK-based cytology, which will now be very helpful to the woman population in Samoa. If we have a good screening platform in place, like the UK-based cytology, it saves lives. We did it in Fiji. We write up a small research. We look at the data that we have 30% of the women around the periphery, they have positive with cancer. They didn't even know that they have it. But we are so thankful today that we can present to you that we have a liquid-based cytology. You can look at the picture right at the back there. You can see two circles there. The one on the other side is the technique that we're using now, which is a conventional method. We have moved away from that, and the one that we're going to introduce to you is the liquid-based cytology. The liquid-based cytology is very advanced. It demarcates the cells very well. It can show you the positive cells. It shows you all the other bacteria, the trichomonas. It clearly demarcates every other cells in it. And I believe this will be very helpful in diagnosis for clinicians. And I'm so thankful to the partners that now we have this in place here. Not only that, we can also see that WHO has declared that HPV DNA will be now a triage for cervical cancer. So in that Fiji, we just had a meeting last 2 weeks. We're going to roll out the first 2,000 to test 2,000 women. While Fiji is doing that, I'm happy to announce to you today that we can also do HPV DNA here. We have a molecular, we have invested in buying a molecular machine, and this molecular machine can test for HPV DNA, it can test for even trichomonas. There's flooding of trichomonas that is coming out in the Pacific. We're looking at Kiribati. They send the specimens in. Almost 90% of the women have trichomonas with them. We also see that in Fiji, and we know it's no different in the Pacific. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to declare that we also have trichomonas here. Not only that, we can also do chlamydia and gonorrhea. We always see that the reference lab is Mateka House in Samoa, where they normally send for chlamydia and gonorrhea. But part of that screening now we've implemented it here. So for ladies, you are well covered. Whenever you want to have your check, you can always come in to get your check done. So HPV DNA, we will start it here. Ladies and gentlemen, not only that, you can hear that Taltal has been talking about it. We also have prostate cancer for men. We have been the champion of running prostate cancer in Fiji. We work with the Fiji Cancer Society, and we've been part of it. We work with other organizations. We move up to villages, we screen men. We in the Pacific, we are all the same. We don't want to go to the hospital. We don't want the hassle of waiting there, waiting for the doctor. So today our main approach is taking the service to the people, going to the village, going to your homes, going to the offices, and that is exactly what we do in Fiji. And that screening, we see it has become very successful. We identify a woman that had cervical cancer, they get treated. From our meeting last week with all the specialists, the recommendation from the senior surgeon was this. He said, I think the fight for cancer, the only thing that we can do now is early intervention, screening. Screening the population. We need to screen the population. There are people out there, they are fighting for it. I speak in the radio, I speak in the TV in Fiji. Most people coming right from, they have to come in a ship for 3 days. They came to a facility to be tested because the first time that they know this was prostate cancer that was happening. We've seen clients running from the door with urinating blood. So I'm challenging us today. I think this is a time where we can assist our men. Every man, every population here of those 50 years upwards, we really need to test them for prostate cancer. The good thing with us is that we have a software where we will monitor every man, we will monitor every woman. If you look through our cervical cancer form, every detailed information that is needed from a woman is there. We will know in our data that you have, this is your 7th child, and then you identify your cancer from stage 3. We will always write back to the minister and tell them, we have found this. This lady has come to the Ministry of Health, and that was our finding. The code came the 3rd time. Why you didn't identify that she had cervical cancer? Where did we go wrong? So, ladies and gentlemen, we are so thankful. Not that we have a strategic location here. We want to be an arm to the Ministry of Health. There's no other private facility that is here. If the Ministry of Health breaks down with our hematology or biochemistry analyzer, we are already ready here to help.
If there's assistance that is needed for screening, we are always here to help. And every information every data that we have, this is a challenge that I spoke back at home. Every data that we have, you always convert it into a research paper or write up to send it to the ministry for policymakers to be informed. And that is our role, is to inform policymakers. Also, we have a biochemistry and hematology. If there are private doctors that are here, our turnaround time for biochemistry and hematology, it will be just a 1 day. It can be a 1 day. Biochemistry and hematology, we can send it back, send you back the results in 1 day. The cytology, the lipid-based cytology, we can send it back, send back the results within 1 to 3 days. So the quality of a laboratory will always be measured with the turnaround of results. And this is exactly what we're going to implement. Ladies and gentlemen, we will then take you later through the laboratory and then we can discuss more. Also, lastly, I also want to ask all our partners, we also want to ask all donors, please, to support us in the fight against cervical cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, and other cancers that are there. We need funding to support us to go out to the community. We know the community that are there, people cannot even pay their fares to come to the hospital. This is the plea that we have back at home, and this is the same plea that we're going to have here. Let's do this together, combine effort, and fight against cancer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. for that comprehensive overview of some of the services that we provided by our STML, or our newly launched laboratory. Before we move on to our next agenda of the program, which is the ribbon cutting, to be followed by our facility tour and networking, I would like to turn back again to our Samoa language to say a word of thanks, because I'm sure once we cut the ribbon and we have the facility tour, we will not have an opportunity to extend my gratitude to you today. Yeah, e vei lalo wana alu leo, mananga patapa, e vai elu fonga pai konta mukoli o leo mai. Foi, mas se foi tu vai ter kule, mas o bisa manei, e a mole to esa na fa tira na ba, o fio ai sui baton, e o tato tana bueno su toma ruina, e a mas foi sui o le mai cocina Australia. Ya mesti boleh tak paanga ya ini tangan ini itu tak usah ni ya mesti tak paanga kita sih tangan dengan malu ya mesti paanga tu oti mesti boleh tak kita sos ya papel na paanga mereka Samoa Family Association so ini harus boleh tu jadi ya ini pun kalau yang ya so, yeah, I say you to what you do to fight like your trophy and yaso. That's for now, about our sungai ratu. Ya na for light. Ya ole no ingalam na ya pasau ina so for that tanu. Ya awa ni to ye ni se to watu nyusika. Ya ya la ko tin. Ya samo ni ya pasau ina so for that. Ngata ya ona nanga lea e kama ibo fo na tusi ngana sal si upo le tau tomari ila upo pa fonga data ya anu wa fale ngan fale tua kama alo ya tusa ta yao ya asau fusi time ole sauce typing ya ale afanga solo tatu otino lipide ya ono ole potoro ya tatu wala ya o tua tuibane lo tauta ya to tele tatu ngalo manie e paso solo watu ona teko tu muto ya muto pala wai tatu tino pato tala ya esa foi se time ole o sa via office dele tanga ya wai pia pa muri mo ta tala nama ta tanga Excellency Miss McKinley, I just want to extend a word of thanks for Association, Excellency Dr. Ajo, and also Excellency as our partners in this project to proceed with the ribbon cutting to be followed by our facility tour in which Mr. Tusese will be available for any questions that you may have for our services we provide by It's now my honor to call upon Dr. Koito, Excellency, for our ribbon cutting.
Hold hands while you do it.
Something and
yeah. On behalf of the government of Samoa, it's our pleasure to cut together the ribbon with the representative from Australia. May God bless this initiative and may many patients' lives be saved. Amen it.
Amen.
Amen. All right, let's do it together. Maybe
Yeah.
you could,
I'll take the top.
Okay, cool. That sounds like partnership. Yeah, that's the one. All right. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. To you, madam.
Yeah. Okay, we go.
Maybe two more to write. Invite the police to
whatever comes here.
And I also general practitioners, the private sector. They seem to be very nice.
Say your my media. My media friends. You're welcome. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we can just start here. This is a liquid-based cytology that we have. For example, the one that they have in the Ministry of Health, there's 3 separate equipments. You run from the other one and it takes about 1 hour to 2 hours to get the results. Whereas the one that we have, you can do everything at a given time and you can run 8 tests in one given time. And the turnaround is around 30 to 45 minutes and get the result. So you look into this is how the cells look like. It spreads the cells. Whereas the one that we're using now, at present, sometimes the mucus, they cover the positive cells and they report it as negative. Whereas for this one, nothing can be hit. It demarcates the cells very well. It looks beautiful if you can look at it. Even the consultant pathology, they're happy to rate smears when they see that this is the kind of presentation that comes from a liquid cytology. So ladies, you are welcome with this. This is the machine that we're going to be using. And if you can look at the back here, this is our molecular RT-PCR machines that are here, where we're going to do our HPV DNA. We're going to run into sputum too. We'll do some extraction of sputum. And also on chlamydia gonorrhea, we'll be doing it here. And the trichomonas. Yeah. So this is our biosafety cabinet. So everything that we do here, is done inside here, and then the UV ray lights that are inside, it kills all the bacteria and bugs just between. So before we come in, so every process is done inside this by safety cabinet. And that is the biochemistry analyzer. You can run about 100 to 150 samples in one run. So the turnaround of results, like I said, is going to be just 1 day. And also you have here with us is a hematology analyzer. So what we're trying to do also is that we have also a procurement company where we go out to every the suppliers, manufacturers, to see that the kind of new technology that can come. Because what we have here at present is that we have sold about one analyzer, and there are about 3 or 4 boxes of diluents to run an analyzer. But for this one, it does not take space. You have one reagent there and only one. So that's how we run things now. Technology has been changing. From big equipments, we're going down to the small ones where it does not take space. And we also have, we will be doing HIV and all those stuff. Even we are present here, we're still receiving calls from Tokelau and all these countries. They're still asking for assistance. And you can see we have a lot of specimen bottles that are filled here, where we are loading ourselves, because at times when the Misophel runs out, we are always there available to provide. Yeah. Any questions? And also, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just to add some of the information besides active duty, we also have here the representative, Dr. Nicolau from Association of General Practitioners. Here we have Mr. Ryan for, he's a Chief Executive Officer for Samoa Cancer Society. And I also am happy, I see here we have the CEO for Digital Samoa, and the Secretary for Samoa Nurses Association. So I think we have a very nice group to take a photo. To take a photo with the High Court. This camera, please. 1, 2, 3. 1 more. Thank you. Oh yeah, but time. We have to walk up. One more bit. One more bit.
There's one more. There's
We want advocate for this. There you go.
Are you on the English project or?